Hey everyone, welcome to another 1/6 unboxing and review. Today we have Miss Spetsnaz from Verycool VCF2052. Let's take a quick look at the packaging first. It's a simple shoebox with a close-up picture of the prototype on the front. On the back is a photo of the complete figure fully geared out. This was super helpful when putting together all the accessories later on. On each of the sides we have the figure title. When we open the box we can see it's split into two foam trays. The first contains the figure itself, along with the helmet, leg holster, and jumpable plate carrier. The second tray includes all the other accessories, and it comes with quite a bit. I'm not an expert on military gear, but this figure looks to me much more accurate than previous products by Verycool. In fact, the product sheet did mention that they teamed up with Damn Toys for this release, who is a leader in military accurate action figures in today's market. Military experts can sound off below on how accurate the gear is on this figure. Now here's the figure straight out of the box. She is wearing a fleece jacket which is soft to the touch, camouflage combat pants, and has pretty standard black gloved hands. The combat shoes have a suede feel to it and are superbly detailed. You can also see the various zippers and details they added into the very well stitched fabrics. Now let's take a look at the accessories in the first tray. The plate carrier is stitched very well with various Velcro and plastic clips to fasten onto the figure. The leg holster itself is made from a thin plastic mold with adjustable straps attached. Helmet comes well protected, packaged in some tissue and cardboard backing. You can see that it's highly detailed with a mix of cloth and elastic straps. This is similar to high-end military helmets made by companies like Easy and Simple and Damn Toys. They're super detailed and very well put together. A bit of Velcro here to attach decals. The set comes with 5 extra black gloved hands, 2 fists, two grabbing hands, and 1 open hand. Left open and right trigger hand already come attached on the figure straight out of the box. A cloth ammo belt with very fine stitching and straps. A couple of yellow plastic cuffs. This is a bag containing various decals shown on the cover. A couple of straps and rib flares are also included. A black strap for the assault rifle, pair of shooting glasses, I think these are grenade pouches, but there are no grenades included. Instead, they're just stuffed with foam. Several ammo pouches that have elastic straps to hold the clips in. A silver carabiner, which is able to open up. An ammo bag. A fleece camo gaiter made from the same material as the jacket. Here's a look at the pistol. I'm not sure if the slide can move any further, as it seems to stop there. The clip is removable, and the set comes with a couple extra, with a bullet painted on top. There are several assault rifle clips, and they have bullets painted as well. There's also a few small pieces that you'll need to assemble onto the assault rifle. There's a short clip showing how I assembled this later in the video. Here's the assault rifle, which has been packaged securely. There are various points of articulation in this piece, but it's quite stiff. So Verycool is known for basing their head sculpts on popular models and celebrities, and tend to be quite popular parted out in the aftermarket. Previous offerings include Cara Delevingne, Miranda Kerr, and Kendall Jenner, to name a few. When the prototype was first released, many people began speculating on who it might be modeled after. Popular consensus seems to be Brazilian model Luma Grote this time around. Looking at the pictures, I do see a resemblance. What do you think? Feel free to comment below if you disagree. Here's a detailed shot of her braids. When you unzip the jacket, she's wearing a green t-shirt underneath. The neck appears to sit a bit high on the body, leaving this unsightly gap at the base of the head. I suspect this has to do with the neck adapter, so I'm going to take off the head to take a closer look. You can see here that the neck adapter seems to sit a bit low. I'm sure you can attempt to modify the adapter, but it might take a little bit of work. I'm not sure, but on mine it may be glued in and I was not able to get it out. I suspect that they weren't too bothered with the gap as the neck gaiter is supposed to cover it up. You want the jointed body, and you can see the double jointed elbow and rotational joint on the bicep, which allows for a full range of movement. The chest and torso area is covered in a rubber material. The shoes here are crafted from a suede-like material that fits over the foot. I tried to take off the shoe, but I realized that I'd have to untie the laces, so I decided not to. Here you can see the fine details of the treads. Pockets are nicely stitched and pair functional. Knee pads are plastic, and some Velcro here are for a better fit. Let's take a quick look at the articulation. The head has a full range of movement here despite the unsightly gap. The clothes are loose enough that the arms have a full range as well. The swivel on the bicep allows for rotation, and there's a double joint at the elbow. The joints seem to be quite well done and sturdy. The knees bend easily and the legs can come up to 90 degrees to allow for a sitting position. The waist also allows for a bit of twist. With all these accessories, my biggest gripe is that there's no instruction booklet, so I had to refer to the pictures on the box cover and fumble my way through. These two pieces slide together once you line up correctly. The cover here can come off, and you can see the spring and charging handle exposed so it can move. The rifle itself is plastic, but the cover is metal. You may have to adjust the cover a bit so that the handle can move easily. This previous piece can now slide onto the black piece on the left side. This grip gave me a bit of trouble at first as the connection is very tight and hard to push all the way in, so I decided to attach the other parts first. This piece fits on the right side and goes in quite easily. I can only get the grip about 25% in here. The ammo clip is a bit loose, but I end up putting some tape on top, which was just enough to make it snug. Later on in some follow-up pictures, I get the grip to slide back maybe about 80%, but it's still a bit tight. Here's a picture of the assembled pouches. I had to use a lot of patience with a pair of tweezers to strap all the bags in. Here's the plate carrier with the flares and extra strap tucked in. I decided not to put the plastic cuffs here because they may stretch the straps too much, so I dumped them into the ammo bag. On to my final thoughts on this release. I really like the head sculpt, and I think they did a great job with it. It's definitely a little softer on paintwork than the prototype, but the hair is nicely braided, and the paint app would be above average for me. Judging by the aftermarket prices, this is another win for Verycool. The body was also surprisingly good with a ton of articulation and flexibility. The details on the uniform and guns were top-notch despite having a hard time getting the grip on. A good choice to partner up with Damn Toys in this regard. The biggest negative I have, which I mentioned before, is that there's no instructions included for assembling all the bags and weapons. Do yourself a favor and invest in some good tweezers. That said, despite the pushing and pulling of the straps, everything seemed to be very well stitched and I didn't notice any loose threads after assembling all the parts. The gap at the neck joint can be unsightly unless you cover it up with the zipped up jacket or the neck gaiter like I have done. I'm also missing one of the morale decals, which they seem to have forgotten to pack, but it's not a huge deal for me. I did ask my supplier to reach out to see if they can get a replacement. It also doesn't include a stand, but the figure appears to stand very well without one.